Good morning. This is Phil with Crafty Maibritt, and this morning it's kind of overcast. It is a few more days before we get to spring, but it's time to start setting bee traps to catch swarms. Now, most people go out, they see a lot of advertisement about ordering their bees, but your own natural bees that you have around where you live at work out so much better. They already adapt to the area. They know what they're looking for. Very simple thing that you can do. May take you a little time, but good things come to people that wait. What I have here is what we call a 5-frame noose. It's basically a Langstrom that's been cut down to size. On the front, we have a dial that we can turn for different reasons. This is a full opening. When we go to pick up these, we turn it to just where they can get air. And this, when we go set them up, it won't let the queen out, but it lets the workers out. Okay, so that'll tell you a little bit about the front. We set this box up very simple. First thing I do is I take a torch and I kind of scorch the inside of the box. Now you're gonna say, well, why are you doing that? Are you disinfecting or what are you doing? No, we don't burn woods like we used to. Bees live in the woods. When we used to burn woods and clean up in the old days, the trees that were splits or have been shot by lightning, they had splits in them where limbs broke off their holes, fire would get in, burn the center of the tree out, and that is the home of the honeybee. So what we do is we scorch the inside of the box. It mimics the natural environment that they have in the woods. Now, when we get down to baiting the box, what we do is in 5 frames, we find good frames that had comb in it that we've used before and that are not infected with wax moths or hive beetles, but it's good comb. We put the good comb inside of the box, and as you can see, this was one that they hadn't even filled out yet. And we just, instead of putting it back into our aviary, we just take it and put it in the swarm box. And once I put this in here, okay, you're all set up. Now this is going to be your swarm box. Now what you're looking for is an area that is on straight lines. And the reason being that the bees travel straight lines. Okay, very simple. So when they travel in these straight lines around fields, around meadows, around yards, that's what they're using to navigate with, okay? So what we do is once we get this set up, we look for an area that's got straight lines. One of the best areas around the low country of South Carolina is where tree stands is. When you're setting up swarm boxes, deer season's over. Perfect height, 6 to 10 feet up in the air. Perfect height. You can set your swarm box right in your tree stand and anchor it down so it won't slide out. And then there is a special way that you're going to set it up. You're going to point this box, when it's mounted to the tree, you're going to point it towards the rising sun. And you're going to say, why to the rising sun? Well, it's the first day, part of the morning, it warms up, and bees, literally they go and they navigate off the sun as well. So when you point it towards the rising sun, it warms up first and they're going to it. All right. Now, we like a flat lid. We build it very simple, piece of 3/4 with a lip on each end, and we take some old scrap tin, bend it, and put it on top. Protects the hive. Real easy because the ends make it easier to handle. All right. So when we're putting this box back together and we're getting ready to put it up, there's something that I do. And let me reach down here. I got it. Little old blue bottle that Crafty Maibritt made up for me has lemongrass essential oil. Bees love it. You can order the same thing. They have stuff called Swarm Commander. They have other things out on the open market. But one of the most simplest things is just pure lemongrass essential oil. So when I put this box together, all I'm going to do is take the lid. I'm going to give it about 3 good shots right there. Then on top of the frame, same thing. 1, 2, 3. That box is baited. All I got to do is put the lid on it. I take this strap, and that holds that lid down, that ratchet strap, and I ratchet strap it down, okay? Now, when I get ready to set this up in the tree, all I do is I'll go and take a 1, 2, 3. 3 little shots in the mouth. That box is fully baited. It's ready to be mounted just like this one, okay? Now, you see the mount. Real simple, scrap wood. If I'm not setting these in one of my tree stands, I am building a bracket. And by the way, this is one of our harvest hosts that come and stayed with us for a good while now. He was most gracious enough to build us some good brackets out of some of the scrap wood while he's been around, and I really appreciate it. Real simple, good triangle, braced in the middle, pre-drilled right here at an angle on each side, so you can put a 3-inch screw in it and a 3-inch screw at the bottom. One piece of flat board on the top. Find a tree. Around a water source is good, but remember, straight lines. And one thing special about this tree is that it's a maple. So you see it's already blossoming out here in January, okay? So bees, when it hits 54 degrees, they're coming to this tree. Not only from our aviary, but they're coming from wild bees that are out in the woods. So when they get here and they see this, the ones in the woods, they're getting ready to split because the hive is getting too full and they're in a feeding area. The scouts are gonna come to our trap. Now, once bees find this and they move in, I come around every 2 weeks and I check them. And all I do is shoot with my little blue bottle, shoot about 2 or 3 shots in it if I don't see any bees. If I see bees, that's whenever I start watching this box. I let it stay for about 2 to 3 weeks so the queen can get in there and she gets settled in and she starts laying her brood and they start pulling pollen, nectar, setting up for housekeeping. Once that I've got that done, I'll come in late in the afternoon after all the bees have moved in, or early morning before they leave out, and I'll take this and I'll turn it to there. And then I have a bungee cord that holds it in there. I just unbunge it. It's our lid's already strapped on. I'll take it, put it on the back of the truck or in the trailer. Now this is really crucial. When you got these bees, now you got to get them into your aviary. So once we bring them down, when we take them and move them, you've got to move them at least 3 miles. If you don't, they're going to return right back to their point of origin because they know that's where their home is. Once you go out of that 3-mile radius, you're good. So as Crafty, Maibritt, and I do, we catch them on one place, we'll move them 3 miles. Then once they get settled in, then what we'll do is we'll take another box, just like this, another nute with no bottom, and the front's not cut out like this, just the box. We'll stack it up. 5 more frames. Once these bees move up, they fill those 10 frames out, and they get them full. Then this box will be broken back down and put in a 10-frame Langstrom box, and they go back to our aviary, where they start producing the good swamp honey that Crafty Maibritt produces. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. We're on Facebook, and our website is there, and also our phone number is there, and we'd be glad to talk to you. Thank you. This is Phil Eady from Crafty Maibritt.